getting off of work. Everybody's heading home. And I was just letting you guys know I was watching the game in the break room. You know, we just got finished like loading up the freight and putting it out on the floor, and we got it on the shelf and everything like that. So we're like, man, you got time to kill. Let's go watch this Cowboy game and the Colts. See who's winning. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Colts, but I know I hate the Indianapolis Colts, don't get me wrong. And they got desecrated on Sunday Night Football. Like, what was it, like 54 to like 20 or something like that? And Cowboys just fucking destroyed them. It was a close game at first. It was 20 to 19. I'm like, oh, okay. Or 10 to 7, Indy was up. I said, damn, you know, are the Colts going to come in and pull off the upset? Then I saw the score was 20 to 19. I'm like, I look at Marvin. And Marvin's looking at me. I was like, hey, is Indy about to pull off the upset here? I'm like, no fucking way. Because I hate the Indianapolis Colts. I hate every team in my fucking division. So I wish them the worst of luck. Yeah, Titans, you too. You lost 2 today. Jacksonville, you too. You lost 2 today. So y'all motherfuckers can't talk shit. This whole week, all you motherfuckers better shut the fuck up. Colts, Titans, and Jaguars. I don't want to hear anything y'all got to say about my team being trash, because y'all all lost this week. So as far as I'm concerned, y'all are right there next with us. So that it don't matter. Y'all, the only reason why the Titans are winning our division, because all the other teams can't compete with them in our division. So the Titans got 6 free division wins, but you put the Titans anywhere outside of this division, they're not that good. They're not special, trust me. They're not. You put the Titans over there in the AFC East, they're not going 6-0 in that division. Or let's just say, what, that'd be 5 teams, so that'd be 8 divisions. They're not going 8-0 in that division. They got 6 free dubs in our AFC South. So trust me, Tennessee Titans, you're not that special, dude. You're just a glorified bottom-feeding team that just happens to be on top of the rest of the trash teams in our division. All right? And Colts, you know, you're garbage too. So, you know, I see you guys trolling and stuff on Twitter and tagging me and talking about, well, look at your team. You ain't got nothing special. Matty Ice is on the way out the door in his retirement. You're going to be right at the bottom next year. You'll be right there next to your friends, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who they already know that they're trash as well. So Jaguars fans, you got no room to talk shit either. Like, y'all right at the bottom with us. As far as I'm concerned, you just got more wins than we do, but y'all ain't nothing special. At least I know my team is rebuilding. So I'm okay with the 1-10-1 record. I know my team is in rebuild mode. Y'all's teams are supposed to be making playoffs. I think the Colts were predicted to win AFC South. That wasn't happening. Jacksonville was predicted to make the playoffs like they always do every year, but they landed a top 5 draft pick, which they probably will this year too. No, Jacksonville will probably be a top 10. The NFL gods have granted them the ability to draft high. Now they'll draft 9 or 10, and they'll probably say, well, we have a better record than you. That's okay. That's okay. That's for now. For now, Jacksonville Jaguars fans, I'll let you talk shit for now. But next year, maybe a different story. All right? Okay, so let's get to the bottom of the butter of the news. So we got the Dallas Cowboys this week in Jerry's world. We never won a game in Dallas. I think we're 0-2. And not to mention we've lost every preseason game in Dallas. So we've never technically won a game in Dallas, but we've beaten them in preseason at home, and we've beaten them twice in our house. So all time they're 3-2 against us, which is not too bad for a team we play once every 4 years. So we head to Dallas this week and take on Jerry's World, who had just embarrassed the Indianapolis Colts. So really the Dallas Cowboys just did us a favor by desecrating a team that happens to be in my division. So really they're just doing me a favor by winning that game. Now, you're probably going to say to yourself, well, the Cowboys are going to kick y'all's ass too next week. Yeah, that may happen. Most likely. You guys are probably going to beat us very badly. And I already see it coming. In fact, I don't see us winning a game on their schedule for the remainder of the year. So every team is going to get a free dub against us until next year. Next year, we're going to go in the draft. We're going to get a quarterback, and things will start changing next year. But until then, we got to go through the growing pain of this unfortunate season that we're going through right now. At 110-1. Yes, Jacksonville, we did get a win against you. Sorry. But we're still better than you, even though you got more wins than we do. We still own you, and we're still better than you, so you're not in any position to talk shit. Because remember, we still beat you this year. And we've owned you the last 4 years. That's right. I think we're 7-0 against you. You haven't beaten us since the 2017 season. Yeah, I know. It must be pretty difficult. Ooh. Jacksonville Jaguars fans, you upset? No. You upset? Huh? And as far as Indianapolis Colts are concerned, you just got a washed up fucking quarterback, dude. You'll be right back at the bottom next year. I'll be seeing you right in the bottom next year. And Tennessee Titans, you're on a short leash. Malik Willis don't look that good, man. I'd be very careful. I hope Ryan Tannehill's got a long, lustrous career in Tennessee, because I don't see that lasting too long. And you guys will also be at the bottom after that year. So you'll be at the bottom right. Well, all 4 of us will be at the bottom like this year. It's going to be beautiful. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. But anyways, yeah, we got Dallas this week. And this is going to be a game in Arlington. Thank God it's not a prime time game. It's just going to be an early noon game. This is going to be a game that's going to be very bad for us, unfortunately. Who's going to start? Is it going to be Davis Mills or fucking Kyle Allen? I mean, does it really fucking matter? Personally, you might as well just throw Davis Mills in there. Fuck it. I mean, this Kyle Allen is just a... that guy was terrible. 2 fucking turnovers today, motherfucker, and it resulted in 14 points. How you going to fumble the ball on a quarterback sneak, you fucking idiot? On a quarterback fucking sneak. Your job was basically to draw... Your job, let me turn the light on, hold on, give me a minute. Your job was basically just to lunge forward and get the first fucking down, and you couldn't even do that. And not till you fumbled the fucking ball, and you gave Ward a touchdown, Denzel Ward a touchdown. You picked the ball, scooped it up, and then you threw a pick that resulted in a touchdown right after that. So yeah, I don't want to see no more Kyle Allen anymore. I never want to see that ugly motherfucker again. I don't care if he went to U of H. And U of H fans are like, we'll give him a chance. No, I don't want to give him any chances. No more. Sorry. I don't want to give you any more chances. I want you gone. And I don't want to see Kyle in here again, ever again. He should never take another snap under a Texan uniform again. And then to go on to Davis Mills, a guy that is, in my opinion, also is no different than the apple don't go far off the tree between these 2 individuals, because they both suck. So what I would do is just let Davis Mills play. Fuck it. The front office made a decision that they were high and mighty on this pick. Why all of a sudden bench him now? You might as well stick with your boy and put him in there. Lovie Smith put praise on him, and the front office is obviously high on Davis Mills. I don't see why. I don't see how talented he is, or whatever talent they claim he has. I don't see it. He's 3-19-1 as a quarterback. That to me says enough. That record speaks for itself. That's all I need to know. And then they're like, well, what about the 4,500 yards he's throwing for? Look at his quarterback rating. It's like 82 or 83. I'm like, what about when it counts? Where are these yards when they count? They're not. None of these yards that he's getting are all in garbage time, bro. It's real easy to perform in garbage time when you're down by 3 or 4 scores. I mean, go look at the Dolphins game with Kyle Allen, for example. He threw for 49 yards in the first half, and he finished the game with 250. Well, gee, when Miami was playing half speed and you're down 30-0, I wonder how the fuck you got those points. That's how you got those points. Because they were playing at half speed, and they were just letting you throw dink-and-dunk passes to take time off the clock. When you're up by that many scores, they're not trying to get any players hurt. You're up 30-0. Come on, man. That's common sense. I could have told you that myself. And Davis Mills is really not that far off. He does the same thing. All of his yards and all the stats that he so-called gets are all in garbage time. They're all in garbage time. None of them are actually legit. He only really had one legitimate win his whole career so far here in 2 years, and that was against the Chargers last season. And So, man, not to mention, this team is actually worse than last year's team. And I thought last year's team was pretty bad. It wasn't going to get worse. This year, by far, is worse. And I'm willing to say this is probably going to be the worst year since the 2004 season when we went 2-14. That was a bad year. But this year definitely is pretty close to it and may even surpass it. I think this team, out of 21 seasons, is probably the worst Texans assembled team I've ever seen. No hustle. The players are not hustling for tackles. There are so many missed tackles. I can't even, players are not covering well in zone coverage. They're not covering well in man coverage. You got players giving up. You got people arguing amongst each other. I mean, it's just a disaster, and it really makes not even no sense. At least in 2013 when we went 2-14, we actually had 8 game-winning drives that resulted in interceptions, and 4 of them were pick sixes by Matt Schaub. We actually had a chance to win some of those 8 games, so we could have easily won 5 or 6 games that year. But this year, a lot of these games, except for the ones against the Bears and the Broncos early in the season where the game was a lot closer, these games, unfortunately, now down the stretch are not close at all, and in fact, they're blowouts. And a lot of the stats are like pre-garbage time. Desmond King, in my personal opinion, you need to shut the fuck up. You don't have the right to talk shit anymore when you're fumbling the fucking ball. All that shit you were talking to Kareem Hunt and Nate Chubb is all gone out the window when your ass decides to fumble the fucking football on the kickoff return. It's done. Like you have to shut the fuck up when you're talking shit like that. And you fumble the fucking ball, the shit talking should stop. You should never be able to talk shit when you're turning the ball over. And Kyle Allen sits there and throws his helmet on the ground in the sideline, after he decides that he wants to go extend the fucking ball. Really irrelevant. There's another 2 yards. You fumble the fucking ball, my guy. Nah, man, unacceptable, man. This team is just pathetic, dude. And honestly, I've seen bad years before. This is the first time I can actually look at a Texans roster up and down and say, this team is just terrible. That's it. It just is what it is. They are terrible. And a lot of these supposed stats and points are coming in at the critical times. We're really not even critical time. It's coming at times when the games pretty much already have been decided. And it's just they're not trying. I don't even want to say if they're trying because I'm afraid that might actually say they have talent. I actually think a lot of these guys are trying and they just don't have the talent. The talent is not there. The chemistry's not there. A lot of these players are not connecting well. And then, you're running the ball with Pierce 25% of the touches. And the guy, is just going to, you're just going to burn those, the life of an average running back is like, 2 years? And you're already going to burn him out. I mean, dude, come on, man. We need another running back. So, again, in this draft, we have to go quarterback. That's it. There's no discussion about it. Davis Mills and Kyle Allen are just both garbage, in my opinion. They both are an embarrassment at the quarterback position. And Kyle Allen is actually worse than Davis Mills. And that says a lot right there. When you actually have a quarterback that's worse than Davis Mills, when you can actually sit there and say, yep, sir, you are the worst now. You actually are surpassed Davis fucking Mills. You are the worst quarterback now. You, Kyle Allen. Yes, you are, sir. I've never seen a guy fucking fumble the fucking ball when trying to go for a first down on a quarterback sneak when he only needs inches and then tries to stretch the ball over to get an extra yard after he already secured the ball and got the first down, only to fumble the ball and then they turn it in and then threw a pick six, right? Man, nah, man, that's terrible, dude. You're terrible. And that one touchdown you did have at the end of the game is, again, Cleveland allowing us to run the no huddle with 2 minutes left in a game that's already pretty much over. This game was by far an embarrassment, just like the game last week against Miami. They give up fast. The defense looks good. First half, getting the stops. We're getting the ball back. The offense can't really score when they are in the red zone. They can't get in the end zone, so they have to settle for 3. So then our defense just gives up. Once they've hit 50, 60 snaps, they just call it quits. This generally happens around the third quarter with 10 minutes left. So we got the Cowboys next. We got Dallas this fucking week. We head up to Arlington. And it's the Governor's Cup, man. We're playing them. See, I don't get all into the hype of that whole Houston-Dallas bullshit. A lot of people are going to be into that hype. I used to be one of those guys to be suckered into the whole Texas rivalry. In my opinion, I don't look at Dallas any different than I think Pittsburgh and Philly fans look at each other. It's just another game on the schedule. I don't look at the whole, who's better in what state. whatever. This team is not even in my conference, let alone my division. So I don't really care. We play Dallas once every 4 years. In my opinion, they're irrelevant. And what I mean by irrelevant is I just don't give a fuck about the Cowboys because they're not in my conference, they're not in my division, and the win or loss against Dallas really is irrelevant. You know, a lot of people hang their hats on this whole, like, you know, the battle of the state rivalry. I don't give a damn about all that. Dallas is just another game on the schedule. That's it to me now. That's how I look at it now. They're just another game on the schedule we have to play, and they're a damn good team, might I mention. Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. My opinion, I think Pollard's better than Zeke, but not to disrespect Zeke. I think Zeke does play an important role in the run game. I think on 3rd and goal, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, you want that power running back right there to get the ball and be able to, you know, to get the first down versus a guy like Tony Pollard is a speed guy, you know, mainly used for his legs, and he can get the first down. So they both play their roles, don't get me wrong. But, you know, if you want a guy that's going to rush for 100, you probably go with Tony Pollard, you know, and then if you want a guy who's just, like I said, good on short, you know, 3rd and goal, you need 3rd and goal on the 4, 3rd and goal on the 2, and you want to get that quick pitch, you know, Ezekiel's that guy, you know, it's a power hitting running back. You want to make sure that you can, you know, get some points on the board and have a power hitter. So, they both play their role, don't get me wrong, you know. Cowboys got a really good team. So I'm not going to talk shit about the talent. You know, Dak Prescott, you know, questionable about his extension. Should he get a contract? Should he get $200 million or whatever the contract he was asking for? You know, Dallas fans thought, oh, he's injury prone. I felt the same way, but I said, you know, you might as well just give him the money. I mean, I think I was kind of on the bandwagon not giving him the money, but then again, who else would Dallas have? You know, are you going to go with Cooper Rush? Probably not. He's probably not somebody that's long term. He's probably somebody like a Ryan Fitzpatrick type. You know, somebody like a TJ Yates, something I would compare him to something along the lines of that. Not saying he's a bad quarterback, but he's not a franchise quarterback. So I think Dak Prescott, after he got that money, you know, most players just actually fold and they don't perform. Dak Prescott actually is performing up to what he's getting paid. In fact, he's actually doing a lot better since he's been since the Cowboys threw the keys and gave him the contract and gave him the guaranteed money. I don't know about his contract, like how much he's making, but for obvious reasons, they made a good call. Jerry Jones made a good call to give him the money, and they got a good team down there, man. Like I said, I'm not going to talk shit about the Cowboys. They got a good record. I think they're 8-3 right now, and we're 10-1. I mean, that just speaks volumes for itself. Like where they're at their place in their franchise and where we're at. I already had predicted that Dallas was going to come out of the NFC this year. The Eagles look like they're still kind of like holding that title. That's going to be a very tough team. I know y'all won that big game in Minnesota, so that's going to also be another obstacle. And then the Niners are coming up out of nowhere. So all four of those teams right now are showing great promise in the NFC. And in the AFC, like I did say, Kansas City's still the best team, but after they lost to the Bengals, I'm not so sure. You know, like I said, we still got another 5 weeks left, 6 weeks left this season, if I'm correct. Oh, y'all also smashed the Titans. Like I said, I picked Dallas to come out of the NFC before the season started. I had already picked Dallas to come out of it. But like I said, the Eagles right now are, I mean, if you were to ask me record-wise and who's playing the consistent, I would say Philly. But like I said, Dallas and Eagles and Vikings and Niners, that NFC East is going to be tough, man. Or the NFC in general is going to be a tough road. I think the AFC, of course, you got your Dolphins, you got the Bills and the Chiefs. The Ravens, I'm not so sure suspect on Lamar Jackson. I don't know what's up with him. I don't know if I trust him in the playoffs. So the Titans got a good run game, but what does it matter when you got Ryan Tannehill at quarterback? Dude, the dude's not going to get you a Super Bowl. It is what it is, and Malik Willis is like a deer in the headlights. The guy looks terrible as well. Maybe he's just nervous, but again, you got Derrick Henry, but what's good with the run game if you don't got a quarterback? So, I mean, that's going to be the Titans' issue going forward, So, with that being said, we got Dallas this week, and this is going to be a game where it's going to get ugly fast. And, the only way the Texans can compete, and I'm going to be honest with you, is we're probably going to have to stick to the run game. Like, we're going to have to mix up the run and the pass game a little bit and try to play clock management. And we're definitely going to, if you give Dallas a lot of touches, they're going to get points. And you definitely don't want Dak Prescott having the ball, and being able to make, small drives and put up points quickly, because that's going to be bad. And Dak Prescott's the kind of guy that's going to find receivers and, be able to move the chains at a rapid pace. And if we're not wrapping up on tackles and we're not making plays, to get the 3 and outs, man, this game is going to be very, very bad. A part of me is still a little excited about this game. Not just because it's Dallas, not because I've been to Dallas, but just, for the fact that we're playing against them. You know what I'm saying? So just the opportunity and the challenge to see if the Texans can have some sort of game plan, and what the coaching staff has in game plan for this week. I still believe we're going to get blown out, but I'm wondering if we can somehow maybe come in with some kind of game plan and maybe throw a wrench in that. There's always a what if, you know what I mean? And even as bad as we're playing right now, I wouldn't mind seeing us put up the kind of first half we did against the Browns. If we did, we can do that against Dallas. But we need to be able to do that in the second half as well. The second half of the season second half of the game. So we're going to have to figure out a way to put points on the board. We got to get touchdowns. That's obviously got to be the number one plan going into this week against the Cowboys. Got to figure out a way to score, man. And if we can't score touchdowns and we're just kicking field goals, it's going to get ugly, and it's just going to look like a carbon copy where the defense just gives out in the third quarter, and then the Cowboys are just going to start scoring at will, and they're going to have like a really big second half. So we're going to have to figure out a way to put points on the board. That's the best. That's the best way to look at it. Yeah, good game, Crazy Dog. Yeah, that was a good game. Like I said, Deshaun Watson did not, and I'll repeat, he did not have a good game. The score's indicative on what his stats are, because you look at the score and you think Deshaun Watson scored those touchdowns. He didn't score shit. Deshaun Watson didn't beat us. Our turnovers did, and the special teams beat us. Jonathan Peoples-Jones beat us. Denzel Ward beat us on defense when he got the turnover and scored a touchdown. Those guys beat us, not Deshaun Watson. Fuck that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Tell Deshaun Watson, hope he falls down the stairs and breaks his legs. Yeah, I know they did annihilate Dallas for losing the playoffs. What's good? At least Deshaun didn't look spectacular. Nah, man, he didn't look like shit. What's good, bro? Yeah, what's good? Jags got blown out by the Lions, so I guess there's a no and sign that hat bet then. There's both equally garbage. They're going to put Mills in and we're going to win. Oh, God, I hope so. Colin Kaepernick fumbled the quarterback sneak, too. I didn't know that. According to Lovie Smith, Kyle Allen's going to shine. AFC South is the worst division in NFL history season. Now we're giving up. Yeah, that's what they're going to sign. Yeah, like I said, I was upset. Silent treatment he does on the sidelines, just terrible, man. He can't do that, man. He needs to light a fire. But I understand a lot of these old coaches have already burned out and they're just taking jobs for extra money. So that kind of gives me the impression that's where he's at in his life until we find maybe a younger coach that'll come in that's got a little more energy. Maybe somebody from college or something, that can come in and light this team up, because Lovie Smith is just terrible, man. I mean, I hate to say it, but his game plan is just atrocious. And the fact that he sits there and trolls the media is just, I don't get it. I get it, he trolls the media because they ask stupid ass questions, but at the same time, we need to know what our offensive game plan is, or what game plan we have going to these games, and I don't see a game plan at all. I just see nothing but a bunch of turnovers and the team losing energy, the defense giving up fast, offense is not making plays, we're not moving the chains. I mean, we didn't have a single first down in the first half last week against Miami, and this week I think the game against the Browns we had 2 first downs in the first half. I mean, we're not going to get it done, man. Doing that, man. We got to figure out a way to come out with a game plan against Dallas. Are we going to make this game at least somewhat? Are we at least going to put up somewhat of a fight? I mean, I know Dallas is going to blow us out, and I expect them to blow us out really bad. I think this game is going to be over by the second quarter, maybe by halftime. But at the latest, it'll be over by halftime. And I mean, it makes sense. That's what it is. Dallas is a very far superior team than we are at this point, so there's no point in denying it. But I'm just curious to know, what are we going to do to prepare for this week and to make this game somewhat manageable to watch? This game is goddamn. It's going to be It's gonna. I mean, thank God it's an early game. It's a noon game. Just get it over with. And yeah, that. I mean, I was debating about going to this game. I was thinking about going. Stand-in seats are like $45. It's not too bad. It's affordable. Thought about going, but I was like, nah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to go now. Not because I know we're gonna lose, but just because I just don't see the guys trying, and it takes all the energy out of you when you see that. I see I got no viewers in this, so I guess everybody left. Fuck it. But Dallas will destroy us, man. This won't even be a game. I think honestly we should just, I think you just consider forfeiting this motherfucker, man. Oh, appreciate it, God. Yeah, it said I had no viewers right now, so maybe it's just a computer glitch. I don't know. But yeah, this team is terrible, dude. I don't think we have a chance to win a single game on the schedule the rest of the year. And like, okay, I'm going to, and of course, you know, I want to win a game or two, at the end of the year, but I don't even see the point in see any hustle in this team at all. They have a way of sucking the energy right out, and it's just you already know they're not going to score. I have no confidence that Davis Mills can lead an offensive drive and be able to get a touchdown. I have confidence we get a couple field goals here or there, but not touchdowns. And the only touchdowns we're getting is in garbage time when the game is really have already been decided well into like the early third. And they're really just giving us a chance, to prevent defense crap. Let the Texans run. I see the Dallas Cowboys game. If I saw the last 2 weeks, this is the game I'm going to see where the Texans are going to fight really hard at the beginning of the game. We may get some 3-and-outs on Dak, force a couple of punts here or there. Our offense is generating somewhat of a run attack, but really non-effective on the pass attack. And then they get us in 3-and-outs. We may get a field goal or something. It may go a little back and forth. But, I mean, if Cowboys can score early, if they can get 2 touchdowns early or a touchdown early in the game, and we're forced to having to try to score in the end zone early now instead of waiting until the third, then this game could be very well over before halftime instead of like the other games where they're kind of decided in the third. This game right here may be decided by halftime. In fact, I would not be surprised if the Cowboys are up like 35-0 at halftime, bro. I think it's going to be very bad. I don't see I don't see our team putting up a fight, bro. I think they're just going to lay fucking flat like they have been doing pretty much the last 4 or 5 weeks, especially when they haven't been trying at all. That's what I see happening in this game. I think Dallas is going to blow us out, bro. This is what it is, A part of me wanted to go to the game, but I'm like, I don't even see the point in this shit. Because they're not going to try. They're already going to give up, and it's just going to put me in a bad fucking mood. Then I'm stuck having to pay for fucking beer and having to pay for fucking popcorn and stuff. I'm already in a bad mood. I'm $100 in on food and alcohol. And then I have to sit there and watch him lose 60-0. I'm just like, I probably just better off watching it at the house. Better off maybe going to a Rockets game in San Antonio on the 8th. No, I think it'll be 21-0. I think it's going to get bad. They're not trying, man. I mean, what do you want me to say? Desmond King, as far as I'm concerned, he's lost the ability to talk shit the rest of the year after he fumbles the fucking ball today on the kickoff return and gave the Browns another touchdown. As far as I'm concerned, Desmond King needs to shut his fucking mouth because all the shit talking he does with players back and forth when you're 1-10 and you're fumbling, turning over the ball, yeah, you need to shut the fuck up. Okay. And as far as Kyle Allen is concerned, he's worse than Davis Mills. Oh, yeah. Turn the ball over fucking twice. And 2 touchdowns off of that, Kyle Allen. 2 touchdowns. That's who Kyle Allen is. He's worse than Davis fucking Mills. He's a carbon copy. Him and Davis Mills, are they like cousins or something? Because they sure as hell play the fucking same. They sure as hell both look like shit out there, don't they? That's why I said Kyle Allen and Davis Mills, they're both exactly the same. Maybe they take up for one another. Maybe the apple don't fall too far from the tree from both of those cocksuckers. Because they're both trash as far as I'm concerned. And Kyle Allen should be deactivated immediately tomorrow morning We should be able to wake up. I should be able to listen to 610 FM, 610 radio here, Houston, and they should be talking about Kyle Allen's release from the Texans, and that he should be a free agent again because those 2 turnovers costed us, and it costed us 14 points big. In fact, Kyle Allen, you're worse than Davis Mills, so congratulations, you're worse than him. How does it feel now? So, Davis, congratulations. You're not the worst quarterback in the league. You're second worst now. Your buddy Kyle Allen is now the worst quarterback in the league now. Congratulations. You deserve that title. This team right here, I'm going to be honest with you, these worthless bums out here, this is the worst put together roster I've ever seen at the Texans organization in 21 years that we've been a franchise. This year is the worst stacked franchise. Not last year. I thought last year was bad. This year is worse. This year is the worst stacked roster we have right now. A group of 53 guys, and probably about 40 of them are worthless. Worthless. And they're quitters. You can make the case for maybe about a handful. And the rest of them are up for another job and for another NFL team next year. In fact, I'm willing to say the Davis Mills pick actually set us further back. Because if we would have had another quarterback and win the free agency and sign some guys like Jacoby Brissett when we had a chance to sign him, we had a chance to nail him and we didn't go for it, we now set back another couple of years. We're not going to make it next year. Next year it's going to be another bad season. And probably next year after that. So it'll probably be 2 or 3 years out from being a playoff contender. We have to go in a draft a quarterback immediately. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about this. Because I can't sit here and watch Davis Mills and fucking Kyle Allen again. The Texans are worse than the 05 and 13 teams. Yeah. This team is by far the worst. I thought 2005 Texans were pretty bad, and they were. David Carr was getting sacked, lights out, turnovers, couldn't score or anything like that. But that team was actually more entertaining. And I think Andre Johnson's rookie season, I think, if I'm correct, he came in, or his second year in the league. But yeah, that year was pretty bad. But we did have some talent though on that roster. Don't get me wrong. But this 2022 Texan roster is terrible. It's probably going to go down as by far the worst roster of all of our rosters. And I know I'm just saying that because we're living in a now moment, but last year's roster wasn't that bad. This year, they're playing terrible. This group of assembled pieces of shit are terrible. And they're not even watchable. It's a joke. It's almost laughable. I was literally laughing at the fumble that Desmond King did and gave the Browns another score. I just laughed because at that point, that was the 3rd turnover, and they were able to score points off turnover. I think Browns had 20 points off turnovers. I just laugh. That's all you have to do is when you go out and watch this clown show that the Texans put up and Lovie Smith prepares this offense each and every week for, all you can do is just sit back and laugh. It's not even point of getting mad anymore. All you can do is just laugh. It's just a clown show whenever you walk and watch these pathetic bums play. That's all you have to do when you watch Lovie Smith in the press conference and you hear him over and over trolling and thinking it's funny. Well, it's not funny now. You're 1-10-1 and this team is terrible. And not only are they terrible, but they give up early. So therefore, it's not funny when you're trolling, and then the results are 1-10-1, players giving up, and you sit there and say this bullshit about, well, Davis Mills will be a great quarterback if the offensive line blocked or whatever. And this crap is, well, if we would have got the onside kick there, we could have scored again. I'm like, man, come on, what the fuck? Like, you're down 2 scores, an onside kick. Does it really matter if you got the fucking ball again, dude? There's like 1 minute left in the game. Like, oh my God, all these like what if scenarios with fucking Lovey. And he's like, well, Kyle Allen right there, I vouch for that guy. He real good. He real good on Carolina. I'm like, man, and then and he sits there and said, well, you could have traded for Sam Darnold. It's just like, remember last year, you would have traded with Sam Darnold? Another fucking failed, worthless quarterback they're talking about. And they're talking about, well, we could have traded for Sam Darnold. We made a recommendation to trade for him. Like, what the fuck? Like, it would have made a difference. He would have been right in that rotation with Jeff Driscoll and all them sorry-ass quarterbacks we got in right now. He would have been the same motherfucker sitting right there. They have to look at his ugly ass, too, under center for this team? No, absolutely not. Sam Darnold is trash, just like Jeff Driscoll and Kyle Allen and Davis Mills. He would have just been another trash quarterback to add to the list. I'm talking about, well, we made a recommendation to trade for him. If Sam Darnold was here, we'd be winning by now. Oh my God. That made me almost throw up when I heard that shit. I'm like, you gotta be I know you're trolling, but still, I mean, that's just pathetic, man. When you troll like that and it's just not even funny. Yeah, I can understand if you were like, well, if Deshaun Watson would have got his shit together and we could have been winning by now, then yeah, I'd say, okay, that's a good troll right there. I'll give you that. That's kind of funny. Yeah, even though he's not going to play for us anymore, but that's okay. But when you say Sam Darnold, if he would have came here, would have been winning by now. Like, no, absolutely not. We would have been winning nothing. We'd be in the same boat right now if Sam Darnold was fucking playing for us. And Lovie Smith, you do not fire nobody up. That's the most disappointing thing I've seen from you. Is you don't fire anybody up. You don't and motivate any of these players to play. You just sit there on the sideline, don't say nothing the whole game. You don't fire any of these guys up. There's no motivation. Where is the fire? Where's the energy that Bill O'Brien had when he was here? At least Bill O'Brien had some energy. Same thing with Kubiak. Same thing. With Lovie Smith, there's no fire, there's no energy. Players don't look to play for him. And I can see that right off the bat. I literally reading that. When he's sitting there, he doesn't say anything. His press conferences are boring and they're almost predictable. He's like, well, the offensive line would have blocked a little bit longer. Did you not see what Davis Mills did there in practice the other day? Like I personally saw what he did in practice the other day. And they'd have blocked a little bit more. We got up on the end zone and we already scored already by then. It's like, dude, like, why? What's the point of fucking trolling the media for? Like, why? What are you getting out of this? Now it's apparent we have to go in the draft, get a quarterback. There's no question about it. You cannot let these two idiots play for us next year. No. Davis is done, and so is Kyle Allen, and so is Jeff Driscoll. As far as I'm concerned, he hadn't played one snap, and God forbid, I hope he doesn't. And so against Dallas this week, start Davis Mills, put him in, and deactivate Kyle Allen for the rest of the remaining of the year, and put Jeff Driscoll, promote him the backup quarterback immediately, effectively in the morning. And that's what you have to do. That's the only thing. And Kyle Allen, I'm sorry, you're worse than Davis Mills, and I've seen enough. And that's your services are no longer required. So I would deactivate him, put Davis Mills to start him against Dallas this week, and then put Jeff Driscoll, promote him the backup. And that's all you can do at this point. That's all you can do. There's not really any major moves you can make. There's not a strategy in place. All you got to do is just start Davis Mills. Makes sense. I mean, the office is high on this guy. They see a lot of potential in him. I don't personally, but that's what they're saying. So just put in Davis Mills. There's no point in benching him now. You've gone this far. You might as well stick with him. You drafted him in third round. He was supposed to go undrafted, remember? So you got to stay. You got to let him play. And then next year, we get a new quarterback and we prepare for his departure as well. He will be gone as well. Davis Mills and Kyle Allen will both be gone. Jeff Driscoll will be gone as well. Yeah. I put him on the same boat as Dan Orlovsky. Same thing as that bum. Now as an analyst, NFL analyst or whatever, he seemed like he's pretty good at doing that job. At least he's doing something right. Did you hear that? The number of Colts that fumbled 30 times a season. Really? I didn't know that. The 16 Niners remind me of this year's Texans. They were so bad, they were unwatchable. Damn. I didn't know that, bro. Desmond King was good. I mean, he was good at the beginning of the year until he decides to turn over the ball. How many turnovers do you have, Desmond King? 6, 7 already in the last last 6 games. You're turning the ball over, man. It's not good. On special teams, you can't be doing that. You can't be turning the fucking ball over and then talking shit. You're sitting there talking shit to fucking Nate Chubb and what's that other guy? Kareem Hunt. And then he fumbles the ball in the kickoff return. And then he's still talking shit. I'm like, dude, man, that's stop, bro. That shit's embarrassing. Don't embarrass yourself like that. You're better off sitting on the bench. to be honest with you. In fact, they did bench him right after that, which is the one right move that Lovie Smith did make, because Desmond King was running his mouth the whole game. When we were down 25-8, yeah, that's about it. And when he fumbled the ball, that's pretty much it. So they benched him right after that. Desmond King didn't see the field after that, the last 8 minutes of the game. And they had to bench him. That's the one right move Lovie Smith did do. But, Lovie needs to fire this team up. He needs to fire them up, because we got an important game this week. Well, it's not really important for us, but just, for the morale of the team and for next year. Okay? It's imperative that you have some sort of game plan against Cowboys this week. And you still, as an organization, should try to go in with a game plan, even though you're terrible, right? At this point, we're going to get probably beat really bad by Dallas. It's important that you come into this game with a game plan. You have to. Make it somewhat manageable. Is it going to be one of these games where we're going to fail to get in the end zone and then we just give up? Or are you guys going to actually try and execute some sort of game plan? In fact, you could let Davis Mills and Kyle Allen play, just to be honest with you, and take turns. Let them all take turns playing. Could do something like that. But to be honest with you, I'm not really interested in seeing Kyle Allen anymore. So as far as I'm concerned, you should just put Davis Mills in and let him play. Fuck it. Like I said, I would deactivate Kyle Allen, promote Jeff Driscoll to backup, and put in Davis Mills. And Davis just plays the whole game anyway. Final score for this game. I don't know. I think Dallas is going to put up a lot of points, because they did put up 54 against the Colts. And Colts got a better team than we do with a veteran quarterback, even though I hate Indy with a passion, because they're in my division. I hate the Indianapolis Colts, just like I hate the Jaguars and the Titans equally. I hate them all, but I hate the Colts the worst, believe it or not. I hate Indianapolis the worst. So, and Indianapolis has a decent roster. They don't have a bad roster like we do. Their team's better than us, obviously. But even then, Dallas blew them out badly. I'm talking about 54-19. Ouch. I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe somewhere along the lines of that. Dallas between maybe 45 and 55. I'll take Dallas to score maybe 51. I think the Texans will get something because they'll probably get garbage time points, so they're not going to have 0. But I do think that they're not going to have any more than 20. I think it'll be somewhere maybe 12 or 13. Something I'll say 51-13 Dallas. There you go. I'll say 51 Dallas, 13 Texans. That's my final score for this week. That's my score prediction for you. This sucks. I'm just waiting for the season to end. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of excited to see where all these other teams that are playing for Lombardi are going to go. So, I'm still a football fan at the end of the day. So, even though my team is not going to, make it, they're going to be a number one pick in the draft. But to be fair, I'm kind of curious to see where these other teams go. They're still fighting for a trophy, and they're still trying to get a championship and blah, blah, blah. So it's still going to be kind of exciting to see how the season unfolds. There's still, it's to watch football. If you're a football fan, it's still exciting to see how, the season goes for everybody. I know my team's got a number one pick. At this point, I'm all about who's hustling and who's not. And that's it. And I want to see how Lovie Smith can adapt to, hard times and see if he can put together some kind of game plan, each and every week we step on his field, because it looks like this team gives up on him, and that's not a good look too. When we first brought in Lovie Smith, I'm like, yeah, we got that guy in that took the Bears to the Super Bowl, with Rex Grossman. Man, yeah, we got a good team right there. And I sat back and I looked and I said, wait a minute, hold on. So how come this guy doesn't look like the Lovie Smith of when he took the Bears to the Super Bowl? This guy looks like he's unmotivated. He's not motivating these players. He just doesn't say much. It's kind of scary. You need a coach to fire up the team. At least Bill O'Brien, he'll talk shit to D-Hop. He used to talk shit to Deshaun, and they'll go at it. Bill O'Brien brought a lot of energy to this team, even though a lot of people didn't like the way he was towards the end of his career. I actually liked Bill O'Brien. I thought he was a good coach. I thought that he brought energy. I just thought he overstated. I thought he'd been with the team for 8 years, and I just think he just got complacent. And I just think that it was just time for a coaching change. But I think that he did the best job that he could have done with the roster we had. We blew a 24-0 lead to Kansas City. That's probably my only chance in my lifetime to see a possible Super Bowl. Or possible maybe a Super Bowl appearance that year. Who knows? We just had to beat Tennessee in the AFC Championship game and then win the Super Bowl that year against the Niners. So it's still no guarantees, but I think if any chance we had the AFC title game and beyond is probably in my lifetime is probably that game. So that game against Kansas City really haunted us ever since they beaten us. We've never been on track. Like we've been shell shocked. We haven't made a playoffs. We've had a bad losing record. I think we got like a 300 winning percentage since we lost to Kansas City. And our franchise has never been the same. Like it's actually been in disarray for the last 3 years, I would say, last 3 seasons. So maybe somewhat we can fix this next year. Maybe, but I doubt it. I think this team is not going to make the playoffs next year or the year after. In the draft, quarterback, Bryce Young, Max Duggan. I like Will Howard from Kansas State. There's a bunch of quarterbacks that, I'm looking at in the draft, but I think we have to go quarterback with our first pick. I just think it's just inevitable that we have to. That's the plan. And let's see what else. What are the comments we got here? Are you going to the Cowboys game? I don't know, man. I told Travis I might. I don't exactly know if I'm going to go or not. Hold on real quick. Hold on. I want to go, but I just don't see the point. I mean, like part of me is like, yeah, I want to Dallas and go to the game, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I'll probably just watch it at the house. Or CJ. Yeah, I'll probably just watch it at the house. I mean, they're just going to give up again. It's just going to look exactly like it has the last couple of weeks. How many touchdowns Dak's going to have? Probably at least 5 or 6. Because we don't have we have a defense, but they're going to get burned out. Because the offense not going to be able to generate points, so they're just going to give up. That's what I've been seeing lately. So it just looks like to me it's going to be another when you have a really good team like Dallas that's got offensive line, can block for Deshaun Watson. They can run the ball with Tony Pollard. We can't wrap up tackles. Remember that. It's going to get ugly, man. I think Dallas is going to score quickly, and they're going to put points on the board fast. And I just think it's just going to be wrong place, wrong time for us, man. It's just like we're going to get beat badly this week. What can I say? I don't know about probably Friday, Spider. I don't even really see the point in going. To be honest with you, I don't see like how this benefits me by going to this game. Now you're going to say, well, what if they win and then you weren't there to experience it? Like, what if they go in and win? Well, I mean, there's always that what if factor. If they win, what if the Texans keep it close? What if it's a good game and it's a close game and it goes down to the wire? Like what if, It's sort of like one of those things is like, well, what if they get in and keep the game close against Miami, and the score was 30-0 at halftime? I could go for the experience, sure. I've never been to Arlington. I've never been to the Cowboys Stadium. I've never been to their stadium. I've been outside of it. I've never been inside. Yeah, I've never been to Jerry's World. Never have. I've been outside of the stadium. I've never been inside of it. They got me scheduled to work that Sunday. I don't know. Probably, if I can't get somebody to work my schedule, I'll probably just have to work a later shift. I don't know. I kind of want to at least stay the night out there, 2 nights out there, maybe like Saturday to Monday. Catch the game and then go to the game, and then after that, maybe go to Hooters or something and get some wings or something. They got a badass Hooters spot right outside of Jerry's World.
They got like a nice little Hooter spot, man. Some nice chicks there, man. I'm talking about some beautiful fucking women there, man, serving you and stuff. I'm talking about nice. And the food is good. I mean, it was a good location, man. Me and Travis went there once. It was nice, man. We went there to take some pictures at the Cowboys AT&T Stadium, like right outside of it. And then after that, went to the Hooters, man. But I'm telling you, man, them Dallas women are fucking hot, bro. Like and I'm not saying that the women here in Houston aren't, but the women in Dallas, man, they got this natural swag. Like they got the confidence. Like I know I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been to Dallas in many areas, and I'm telling you, bro, like the women shit, and like they had the little cowgirl hats on and everything like that. Like, damn, they actually pull it. They pull that southern Texas southern shit off better than the Houston girls do. You know, but the Houston girls are easier to pull though. Like I said, I'll say that till the cows come home. The Houston girls are easier to pull. Dallas girls got a little bit of, they know their shit. Like they walk around like they know their shit. You know. But I'll tell you one thing about Dallas though. And a lot of people don't know this if you're not from there. I'm not from Dallas, but I've been enough times to know that I've kind of been aware like they got like a whole like where you can go drinking and stuff, places you can go dancing. The heavy metal scene in Dallas is popping. I'm talking about, and I'm not even into heavy metal like that, but I started to get really becoming a big hardcore fan of heavy metal when I've been peeping out the D Bellum area. Like heavy metal music is really popular in Dallas, and it's been coming up. There's been a lot of like local bands out of nowhere performing, and it's like every time I go out, there's a heavy metal band playing. That's like from the area, and it's pretty cool because like heavy metal's big in Dallas, and I didn't know that. I thought it would be like rap music or some bullshit like that, like these rappers all walking around like, nah, it's heavy metal music, bro. And it's like, man, this is pretty cool, man. You know, like checking that out. You know, yeah. USA lost. They're not that good in soccer. We all know that. Do the Eagles and Cowboys play again, or they already played? Yeah, no, we're gonna lose bad, Spider. This game against the Cowboys is gonna be real bad, man. I don't see us. I don't see us with a snowball's a chance in hell. We're gonna get blown out, man. It just is what it is. Dude, DJ, this sucks, man. We're gonna get blown up by Dallas this week. They fun to kick our ass, bro. Uh, so we're going up to AT&T Stadium. Guess it's our turn to get smashed on. The Colts got their asses kicked today, but to be fair, the Colts were winning, and they did keep the game close at one point. Somewhere along the line, after 20-19, Dallas just ran with it. I don't know what part of the game that was in, but Dallas ran with that after that. They ran away with that game. And when I saw that score 54-19, I looked, I said, God damn. And Marvin's like, yeah, we're finna get blown out, bro. I'm like, yeah, we don't got a chance in hell to win this game. I just want Texans going with a game plan and play with some sort of confidence. That's all I'm asking is that they're trying out there. I can't really knock them if we lose because I already see it coming. 75 to 305. 305 still affordable. Oh, you think OBJ is going to sign with Dallas? If OBJ signs with the Cowboys, man, that'll be a good deal. I think OBJ should go back to the Giants. Maybe he could play with Daniel Jones again. But if OBJ goes to Dallas, ooh, man, Dallas is going to have another receiver. As long as y'all better hope the Eagles don't sign OBJ, because then that'll make it worse. I heard the Redskins tied today with with the Eagles or the Giants. Ouch. Not good. I hate ties in the NFL. They should get rid of that shit. I think they should. Oh, guys. Well, I'm getting the fuck out of here.